Hello, Central Vermont Career Center community. This is Penny Chamberlain, the Central Vermont Career Center Director, and I would like to go over briefly some of the highlights of our 2021 annual report, which outlines the successes of our students. As you can see, we have listed on our budget flyer that there were 800 hours that our students are able to practice during the school year every year. This allowed for this past year 20 students earning 105 college credits in digital media arts, medical professions, and emergency services. In addition to credentials, Central Vermont Career Center has kept its tuition fairly low and in line, if not below, what our sending districts have as their announced tuition. For the 2021-22 school year, our tuition is below level funding, meaning it is below $17,531. Other similar career centers that are similar to our size in Vermont for the 2020-21 school year had tuitions ranging from the high 17,000s to over 18,000. Central Vermont Career Center for 2021, FY21, we were able to keep our tuition at $17,531. And for the projected upcoming budget vote for 21-22, we have been able to stay below that amount as well. In addition to keeping our student tuition low, we've been able to provide some assistance with offsetting that tuition rate each year during our budget process by maintaining our budget within our means and using some surplus that we've had at the end of each year toward purchasing equipment to upgrade our shops and also to put toward reducing our tuition. So in the last 5 years, CVCC has used over $200,000 in surplus funds to help keep their tuition low from year to year. The Central Vermont Career Center has had 137 students working with 117 industry partners through our co-op and work-based learning program. Our electrical and plumbing apprenticeship students were able to move on to the apprenticeship 2 level with Department of Labor and VTC. Our cosmetology students sit for the state exam upon completion of 1,000 hours of training at the Central Vermont Career Center. And finally, 14,000 hours have been logged by our Central Vermont Career Center co-op students. Our co-op students who work with our local businesses for last school year in 2019 and 20 were able to earn $75,000 over the course of 14,000 hours. You will see in our annual budget flyer, we have a 3-year enrollment chart for 2018-19, 19 and 20, and 20 and 21. In 2019, we finished the school year with 145 students. In 2020, 161 students. This current year, we're finishing with 180 students. Our projected enrollments for 2021-22 are expected to be near 200. That is meeting the current capacity of the Central Vermont Career Center. During the COVID-19 pandemic, which started last March and obviously continued through this school year, the Central Vermont Career Center had many students who served as essential workers and filled those gaps when others were unable to do that due to the pandemic. We are very proud of our staff and students for maintaining consistent education at the Central Vermont Career Center during this pandemic year. While some of our weeks have been remote, most of our weeks have been in person, and we've been able to keep our students on track. In addition to our local budget, the Central Vermont Career Center also receives Perkins 5 grants annually in the amount over $200,000. This year, we were fortunate to also receive a grant from Governor Scott called a GEAR grant focused on career and technical education in Vermont for over $300,000. We use those grant funds to purchase supplies and tools and project materials for our students while we were in and out of remote and hybrid learning during this pandemic year. Finally, we want to thank our Barre Town and Barre City voters for supporting the Central Vermont Career Center for the past 50 years. We also have students who come to us from 5 other high schools: Twinfield, Cabot, U32, Harwood, Montpelier. These students come to Barre and travel every day, sometimes further than 45 minutes on a bus, to join their peers and thrive at the Career Center. Due to the current governance structure that the Central Vermont Career Center is under, we're part of the Barre Unified Union School District. Only the Barre Town and Barre City voters are able to vote on the Central Vermont Career Center budget each year. We do have other sending towns, however, they do not currently have the voting opportunity that the Barre schools have, or Barre Town folks have at this time. The Central Vermont Career Center is looking at changing that governance model to eventually set up a system where all sending towns to the Central Vermont Career Center will have a vote annually in their budget. We thank all of our sending communities and our Barre Town and Barre City communities for the continued support of the Central Vermont Career Center. For more information about the Central Vermont Career Center, its programs, and seeing some students in action, please go to cvtcc.org. That stands for Central Vermont Career Center.org. Or you can go to destinationcvcc.org. Hope to see you soon. Thank you.